Now, the travel industry's global economic impact continues to grow. This year, it's expected to reach a record-breaking $11.1 trillion, surpassing its prior high of $10 trillion in 2019. And over the next 10 years, tourism is forecast to become a $16 trillion industry, at which point it would make up 11% of global gross domestic product. Now, today, 1 in 10 people are employed in jobs that relate to tourism. And by 2034, 10 years from now, that will climb with an estimated 12% of global jobs contributing to the sector. But the question is, can people keep traveling when costs are skyrocketing? Joining us now is Arjun Shroff, president of the Philippine Tour Operators Association. Arjun, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, Mimi, and to all our viewers who are watching us today. Wish you all a great day today.
All right. We've got great news. Inflation easing further for the month of August. I wonder, what is inflation in the travel and tourism sector? What is the true new cost of travel today?
Well, travel costs have risen due to inflation, but the focus is not only on the costs, but about offering value through unique experiences that our customers can enjoy. The only thing in life that goes up is always inflation. So our focus is on selling value in that inflation.
And how do you do that? How do you offer more value, more bang for the buck for these Filipinos and foreigners who are moving around?
Well, it is a very big question mark, which cannot be answered in just one sentence. But the thing here being, of course, people have to look at the affordability, they have to look at the dates of travel, and they have to look for promos that are available months ahead. So this Philippine Travel Mart is one viewpoint that we are exhibiting this year at SMX from September 6 to 8, where we will be giving away specially discounted hotels, tour packages, airline tickets, which will in a way beat the inflation and give value to your wallet-friendly prices.
Give value to wallet-friendly prices. Before we get to the promos and how we're trying to stay competitive, when all of our other ASEAN peers are also trying to attract these tourists, I wonder, are you starting to see some weakness in the travel sector this year? Talk to us about bookings growth and how big the basket sizes for spending is today. Are Filipinos spending more? Are they spending less as they tighten their belts because of higher cost of living?
As far as the travel industry is concerned, as you said a while ago, 1 in every 10 is employed in the industry. So we are heavily locked down with manpower, and we still lack manpower in our industry, which means travel is booming because we need more personnel to be joining in the business of travel industry to serve the customers. Airlines in and out of Asia are doing very good business because they are giving out promos in a way which is helping to sustain the business. And even hotels and other resorts are coming out with special tour packages which are giving abundance to the travel industry.
You mentioned promo several times in this conversation already, which leads me to wonder, is it a race to the bottom when it comes to pricing these services? Is the competition now the competition to offer the cheapest, the lowest rate for any service, whether that's from airline or hotel or experiences? Is it all about discounts?
That may not necessarily stand true, because the promotions are given during lean periods like the rainy season. Probably the capacity to bring in more customers is still there, and they offer unique experiences which are given to customers at prices which they can afford. But of course, when you say peak season, which is November, December, January, February, when the whole of the world is traveling in and out of Europe, Asia, or whatever places they choose, the prices are a little bit premium. And they are all full at this moment because people can still afford to travel.
People can still afford to travel. But you know, it's not just the travelers who are facing rising costs. Even the companies behind the tourism industry, the hotels, the airlines, the service companies, they're also, I imagine, dealing with the high cost of just operating and doing business. How much pressure is there for them to protect margins despite the higher costs? You know, well, it's so easy to say we're just going to raise the prices to cover the additional costs. They have to stay competitive. So how are they faring? How are they doing that?
Well, they have a revenue management system, and they have already managed to create an algorithm in their own revenue system by which they can gauge up to what is the threshold that the market can take, whether on airline fares due to the pricing cost of fuel for the hotels. Also, even though the cost factor is important, but they try to build in unique experiences in that cost, which will, in a way, seem equalized when they come to purchase the product. So they have a revenue management system in place.
All right. So what are these new experiences that the Philippines is offering, whether to domestic or foreign tourists who are arriving in the country? Later on, we're going to run a report that talks about bonfire diving. But what else can these tourists expect?
Okay. At the moment, travelers are more interested in sustainable and wellness-centered destinations. They want to have a sense of goodwill, good feeling when they go to a place, leaving their workplace and going to go with the family for leisure or for barkadahan or for company outing. With this coming 35th PTM, this September 6 to 8, we are highlighting new spots like Siargao, Siquijor, and Bicol to also give a boost to a little more new destinations which we are promoting.
All right. So everyone's looking for the great experiences. And this strong demand that you talk about that people can still afford and are still willing to pay for these travel experiences, this is not revenge travel from COVID anymore, right? This is new demand we're talking about, correct?
Yes, ma'am. The revenge travel is already finished, el passe. You're talking now stability in the travel business where people really want to travel. The state of Philippine tourism is vibrant with domestic travel recovering strongly after the pandemic, while international travel also is steadily rebounding with new offerings which we are showcasing in this 35th Philippine Travel Mart.
When are you expecting international travel to go back to pre-COVID levels, to fully recover?
I don't have exact figures from the airlines, but as far as the Philippine outbound industry is also concerned, there is a good vibrancy in the market. Flights are going quite full with international flights coming into Cebu, Clark, Davao, and Manila with 4 international ports. This has helped to boost also the outbound tourism.
And finally, when you talk about outbound tourism, international travel, who are we competing against the most? I imagine it's not Thailand, which already hit 18 million tourist arrivals in the first half of this year. Who is our closest competitor?
I would like to put a little comparative on the world competition with Philippines, because Philippines is a very unique destination which stands out with nature, culture that you can experience. And the other important factor is we have 7,641 beautifully sun-kissed islands. And to come in and out of the Philippines, we are very different than other Asian regions. We are not connected by land, by any other transportation except air. While Southeast Asia remains a competitive region with destinations like Thailand and Vietnam drawing attention, but Philippines still stands out because of its unique Mabuhay, love the Philippines kind of service that we give here.
Arjun, if we stand out and if we're so unique as you say we are, why aren't the tourists coming? I mean, 7.7 million target for this year. That's not even the 10 million target we were talking about 8 years ago.
Again,
what is
I
missing?
don't have the full data or figures, but as far as the industry is concerned, other Asian nations, they are interconnected by land. You can go from Thailand to Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, Malaysia, Singapore by bus, by car. So the propensity to travel is easier. Unlike Philippines being a unique destination, you must fly in, fly out. So probably we need a little more focus on inter-regional direct flights to these other points. I think the Panglao is already an international airport, which is helping boost Bohol also. So similarly, I think Iloilo also has an international airport, but some of the flights due to pandemic stopped. Maybe we can revive these flights from ASEAN regions to fly direct to Siargao, Bicol, Siquijor, and other famous destinations in the Philippines. That will help to augment and boost the tourism figures.
All right. On that note, Arjun, on that very optimistic note, thank you so much. Again, Philippine Travel Mart is happening this month, right?
Thank you, Mimi, for your time. And also, I would like to invite you and our viewers, don't forget to come to SMX for our 35th Philippine Travel Mart, where you can avail of special discounted prices from our 300 plus exhibitors exhibiting everything about the Philippines and other countries. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Arjun. Now, here is a look at the other stories we're tracking.